What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Fantasy Football Game Show presented by Front Yard Fantasy. I'm your host, Simon, joined as always by my co-hosts, Josh and John Luke. What's up, boys?
What up?
Let's go. Your favorite Fun Friday guest making an appearance on a Thursday. Sorry, I said guest. Member of the Front Yard fam at the right, Tim. Tim, how's it going today?
Oh, it's going great. It's the beginning of a long weekend. Don't know what's going on already. Let's do it.
The long weekend outfit on. I can see it. And we brought in close friend and fast food mascot expert Marco Enriquez to play with us today. Marco is the host of the 14 Personnel podcast, a writer and analyst for Dynasty Nerd, and an expert ranker for Fantasy Pros. What's up, Marco?
What's going on, guys? We were talking off stream. I think this might be like my 5th time with you guys, so I'm expecting some sort of coat or jacket that I get to wear.
At least. Your prize is in the fax machine. Check it out.
The fax
Perfect.
machine. We start paying after the 5th appearance, so you just unlocked some nice supplemental income for yourself.
And on that note, you will never be on the show again. We always stop at 5, right before the payment starts.
We are poor.
We've got Craig in the chat. He said, super excited for this one today, fellas. Fast food topics or fast food mascots is a serious topic for him. He means business, and the whole Roto Heat team in here, they must have some lively fast food mascot debates that they need us to settle. Because Sully said, when I heard this was going to be a fast food mascot battle royale, I circled this on the calendar. No way he was missing this. Anthony, what's up?
Disappoint.
Burger King gets the early vote from him, and Craig saying Burger King is a putz. He should be out early. And Sully agreeing with Craig there. They're already fighting about it. And Jason, shout out to Craig, who sent me a big list of most of these. So thank you, Craig, for supplying the brackets for this week. Said he was a huge help. Dan said Taco Bell dog. Taco Bell
Bog.
The Taco Bell dog, easy winner, can't kill what's already dead.
I don't like the point there. I like the where you made it, but I don't like how you got there.
Tim's like Taco Bell dog all the way, but he's alive in my heart.
Yes.
Joey had to miss today's show. He's saying he's sorry. He was really looking forward to it, but we're looking forward to having you back on, Joey, when you're feeling better. So start feeling better soon. And Jay said, how did you guys get Billy Ray Cyrus on the show? Yeah, we got some connections. Josh actually used to date Miley in middle school, so they still stay in touch.
Yeah.
And he just reached out and said, hey, can you get your dad for the stream? So that's how we got connected.
Happy to join.
Josh, it was always about Billy. Really. Yeah, it was always about Billy. It was always
Jordan says,
Stacy's mom, but Billy Ray Cyrus. Miley's dad. There you go. We got that.
Miley's dad. It's freaking Tim. And hey, Marco. What's up, Marco?
Oh, hey.
Jordan says, hey to you. And Dan saying, Joey, feel better. Absolutely. We definitely want you to feel better. And Burner, welcome back to the chat. Captain of the chat. How's it going, Burner? Glad to have you back in here. Josh has got your little dance for you. And Roto Heat Sully said, haven't been around much recently. Just wondering if we have made Josh put the Dobbins jersey in a box for the year.
No, it's not out. It's still here. Let's go get the Dobbins. I saw that comment and I got prepared.
By the way, Sully, you missed. I used one of your polls for poll perception this week. You weren't there, so I didn't shout you out, but I should have.
Oh, really? Nice.
Yeah,
which one? You remember which one it was?
I don't.
Okay, good. It was Sully's. That's all we.
Yeah. Oh, there goes Josh.
That's a good one. Come here.
Josh is gone. IDP Army's in here. What's up? Welcome into the chat. And guys, we've alluded to it already, but we are doing some brackets today. We have 2 brackets that we're going to get through. One is second-year wide receiver breakouts. So we are not talking about like the Justin Jefferson, the guy that already broke out. We're talking about guys that could take that big step in year 2. Step forward, not step backwards. So we're going to be talking about that. And then next we have a fast food mascot battle royale. This is not your favorite fast food mascot. This is who would win in a fight. They're going head-to-head, and who's going to come out on top in a fight is what we're going with here. Before we do that, though, I want to remind everyone watching, if you enjoy our content, like playing games, love fast food mascots, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel at Front Yard Fantasy, and we're on Twitch also at Front Yard Fantasy. And then, if you're still not sick of us after 5 days of shows in a row, we are on the FanDuel channel Friday nights at 6 p.m. Eastern time. Starting this week, we'll be on Twitch and YouTube. You can find both of those. The channel name for both is FanDuel. So 6 p.m. Eastern time on Fridays, we'll be on the FanDuel, Twitch, and YouTube playing some more games. Also, one more announcement before we get into our brackets. The pros with Joe's fundraiser tournament, or it's not a tournament, sorry, the deadline has been extended to donate and get entered for a chance to co-manage a team with the Front Yard Fantasy Boys. So if you want to co-manage a team with us, or if you just want to donate to a great cause, head to the Pros with Joe's website. We are donating all proceeds to Black Lives Matter, the fight to end white supremacy in the United States. So if that's a cause that interests you, or if you want to play on a league with us, or both, better yet, go ahead and donate over there and you'll be entered for a chance to manage a team with us three buffoons.
Woo. It's very coveted.
It's gonna be such a mess, but it'll be so much fun.
I heard Marco has already invested like $1,000 into this contest.
Yeah, I mean, that's where I started. That was my baseline.
That was your base, yes, of course.
Yeah.
Maximum bid is much, much higher.
NBA Rigged in here says, what up, beautiful folks of FYF family? What's up, NBA? Said he saw Tim and immediately reminded him that he was upset about Minshew landing in Philly. Yeah. You know what? My first thought every time I see Tim is, why did Minshew have to go to Philly as well?
Yeah, it kind of hurts my feelings as well.
When it comes down to it, though, like, where's he going to go that he actually gets a shot to play? And maybe Philly is that chance. The Texans would be much better, right? There's a few spots that are better, but maybe Jalen Hurts isn't what we expect, right? And he does get a shot. If you're a big Tim Gardner Minshew fan,
if you're a big Tim Minshew fan.
I personally do think that Jalen Hurts will succeed, but I don't know. Philly fans are ruthless, right? He might not get a long leash, so we'll see.
Yep.
Okay, guys. NBA wants to know, what are you guys' top NFL news of the day? Josh and I were talking a little bit before the stream. There really isn't too much that's going on, but Josh, you want to just quick hitters, the three things you mentioned before the show?
Quick hitters. There was a few things. There was CD Lamb is no longer in the COVID protocol, so that he was removed from the list. So that's good. CD Lamb season. I kind of expected this already. Kenny Galladay, he's back at practice. That's good news, especially if you're a Kenny Galladay fan. Saquon Barkley has a strong chance to play week 1. So that's nice. We were kind of wondering if he was going to be able to, and then Giovanni Bernard wasn't spotted at practice, might have a high ankle sprain. So,
or
maybe that raises Ronald Jones.
He's really good at hiding.
Yeah.
New uniforms.
Did anyone look behind Gronk to see if Gio was standing there?
Gronk's a big dude.
Someone let the beat reporters there know to look behind Gronk.
Look behind
for Gio.
Gronk, yes. Is his favorite hiding spot. Also, Bucks are 100% vaccinated. That dropped today, so that's good news for Bucks availability. Hopefully,
that is good news.
Any forfeited games this year.
And Sully saying, tough for Minshew to go from being the third best QB on the Jags to the third best QB on the Eagles. Woo-hoo, with some Minshew slander in here.
We'll see.
Guys,
Tim, you gonna take that?
I mean, he only got traded for a 6th round pick. A 6th round pick? That's
Tim's like, I'll prove it on the field.
And off the field at the Philly cheesesteak stand.
At the Philly cheesesteak stand.
Okay, guys, our first bracket today is second-year wide receiver breakouts. I know breakout can be a bit ambiguous of a term, but it can be, you can say the one most likely to break out or the one with the highest breakout upside. Just make sure you defend your answer whenever you're telling us who you're voting for. I'm going to go ahead and move Marco right up here since he is the guest, and I'll put myself down here. And Marco, we are going to come to you first. Our first matchup is the 1 seed Brandon Nyuk versus the 8 seed Jalen Reagor. Which of these players is your favorite second-year breakout candidate at the wide receiver position?
Well, this one's an easy one. It's Brandon Nyuk. I don't think Jalen Reagor, and I'm sure I'm going to get flack for this because we were just talking Philly fans. I don't think Jalen Reagor is going to be that good in the NFL. I think, everyone freaked out about his one-handed catch and and then he had over that guy in the end zone. Yeah. But if you notice, his other hand isn't doing something. It's just lying around on his side. When you're a wide receiver, if you can, I want you to use both hands. If you have to use one, fine. But typically you're supposed to use 2. I don't think Jalen Reagor is going to be that special in the NFL. And I think Brandon Nyuk will be special. So he's my pick.
But Marco, have you considered do it for the vine? He's got to just jump up and grab it.
Right. That's
one-handed.
True. If you calculate that in, he's still worse.
Okay. Jalen Reagor's still worse. Jail brings up a great point. He only needs one hand, Marco, and you're downgrading him for it.
Yeah, it's mini camp. It's preseason.
Josh, are you going with Brandon Nyuk or the one-handed wonder Jalen Reagor?
I'm probably a little bit higher on Jalen Reagor than Marco is. I'm not drafting him high or anything. Brandon Ayuk's the answer here. This is an easy one, just like Marco said. I have hope for Jalen Reagor still. Let's see what he does in that slot role. Maybe he can make something happen. Maybe learn something after a year being in the NFL. But it's an obvious answer. It's Brandon Ayuk. Let's go.
Another vote for Brandon Ayuk. On Luke, where's your vote going?
This is a very unfortunate first round matchup. I feel like I'm higher than these two. Sorry, I miscounted. Marco, you're so much of a man. I counted you as two.
I get that. I get that.
I get that a lot. I am excited for Reagor. I think he's very talented. I think he's gonna be a very relevant wide receiver for years to come. I think we just haven't seen it in that Philadelphia offense. But I can't take him over Ayuk, not this year for sure. I don't know if that Reagor breakout's going to happen this year or not. I don't know if Ayuk's breakout's going to happen this year or not, but I think it's more likely that Ayuk will over Reagor this year.
Another vote for Ayuk, but I put Sully's comments up because I felt like he was parroting what you said, JL. Ayuk by a lot, but don't sleep on Reagor this season.
Precisely.
Absolutely. And Eagle Dan said, why is Reagor on this bracket twice? That is a mistake on my point. So Tim, you go into your first vote here, and then I will fix the bracket while we're talking.
I was going to say, you're going to have to be quick. I think I trust Marco. He crunched the numbers one-handed. He did the calculations, so I'll go with that. I trust that pick.
Geez, could you spend a little more time, Tim?
Yeah, say other things.
I don't really want to. I want to save my points for the fast food bracket.
Numbers, guys.
He crunched the numbers. What do you want me to do?
Jerry Jones.
Oh,
Jerry Judy is now in the bracket. And luckily, it didn't mess anything up because Reagor was supposed to be the 8th seed. So, Tim, you voted for Ayuk as well?
Yeah.
It's 4 votes for Ayuk. You guys already said it. I am more in line with JL's opinion. I've been drafting Reagor a lot in like the last rounds of redraft leagues this year, but I'm drafting Ayuk much before that. So it is Brandon Ayuk, a clean sweep. He moves on. And our next matchup is Henry Ruggs III versus Michael Pittman Jr., the battle of guys whose fathers have the same name as them. Josh, you've got the first vote here. Open. Josh is gone. He said, I can't pick. John Luke, you have the first vote here. Henry Ruggs or Michael Pittman Jr.?
This one sucks. I don't want to pick. I'll go with Pittman. I am excited for Ruggs as well, but I think Pittman in that offense is going to do much better. I am concerned now with Carson Wentz's foot surgery, but everything about John Gruden's team concerns me. Just John Gruden in general. His decision-making skills are completely compromised. So I'm going to go Pittman here.
One vote for Pittman, and John Gruden is compromised as a whole. Tim, are you going with Henry Ruggs or Michael Pittman Jr. here?
So I'm hoping. I think the polls are supposed to revert sometime in the next couple thousand years or something like that, and I think that's close enough to affect Gruden's head. So I think that flip is happening this season.
Magnetism.
Magnets is the reason that I'm picking Henry Ruggs. I think magnets are going to really mess with Gruden's playmaking, and it's actually going to work. So let's go with that.
1 point for Ruggs, and Sully's agreeing with you. He says not only does his dad have the same name, but his dad's dad has the same name. So that really powers him up over there.
He has won the generation game here.
Unfortunately, maybe if you would have asked me this a couple weeks ago, I would have gone Ruggs, but the T.Y. Hilton injury, him being put on IR, really opens up a lane for Michael Pittman in my mind to have that breakout season. I know we're concerned about the Carson Wentz surgery, but just from like an opportunity standpoint, I still like Michael Pittman Jr. this year. So my vote's going there. And Josh is back in the mix. So Josh, we're actually going to come to you.
Okay. Yeah, definitely. I got
Henry Ruggs or Michael Pittman Jr. Who's your favorite breakout?
It's got to be Michael Pittman Jr. for me. I think won that team with Carson Wentz. You know, there's problems with T.Y. Hilton right now. I think Michael Pittman Jr. is primed for a breakout season. And sorry about that. My computer, everything froze. I could hear you guys still. It was crazy. Everything froze. I couldn't do anything. I just had to shut down my. I digress. Michael Pittman.
You're here anyways. A vote for Michael Pittman. Kelly.
I wish that was a feature on all broken computers. Like you could just hear us coming out of it.
It was crazy. I could hear everything you were saying, but like I couldn't do anything. Like that's
Interstellar.
You can hear FYF specifically, no matter if you're listening to them or not.
Yeah.
That's how you
It's not
know
even
your
us doing the
beer's
show.
broken?
It's just like us individually going about our lives.
Right.
It's me pooping. Like, oh, God.
Yes.
Oh God.
That's what I said, going about your life.
Kelly says she has a soft spot for Ruggs, and
Don't we
Dancing
all?
Ruggs is
Me too.
#1 in target separation, and Wentz sucks. And Anthony's saying Pittman greater than Ruggs. But Marco, we're coming to you for the last vote. Is it Ruggs or Pittman?
So I really like both these guys, if I'm being honest. And not that it's going to matter here, but I go Ruggs just slightly. I think some of the things you guys are talking about are really important. But when I look at the Colts, Michael Pittman is a great player. But I mean, Wentz has already been hurt. He's already been put on the COVID list. I think he's a major concern. He's never had, since he entered college, it might even be high school, but I think it's college, he's never had a healthy season. He's never had a season where he's played all the games. So for me, that's a big hit for Pittman. And then who knows what's going to happen with TY. And I think John Gruden's inability to make good decisions is going to help Ruggs, because the whole narrative this offseason was, oh, I have to prove to everybody why I chose Ruggs over all these guys. And if there's one thing that's going to definitely happen for John Gruden is he's going to lock into a player and he's going to feed them when they should get the ball, when they shouldn't get the ball, when it makes sense, when it doesn't make sense. So I think Ruggs is going to be the big benefactor of that.
Shoot, you might have convinced me.
Yeah, Marco, you're convincing
You
me
made
too.
quite the point.
You mean my magnets didn't convince you? Crazy.
That got me
I
like
basically
75%
just
of the way there.
for you.
Yeah, one more minute and you might have gotten me all the way there, Marco, but we're not quite there yet, just because I love Pittman. Craig saying he would pay for that feature on a laptop, and Sully's saying we need to make sure you can't turn it off, and then they would pay for that feature. John Luke, we are coming to you first on this matchup. We've got Leviska Shenault Jr. versus Darnell Mooney. Which one of these guys do you like better as a breakout? And not to persuade you, but we've got some votes in the chat already. Jay voted
Leviska, right?
Jay also voted Viska, and Jay voted Viska. And then Sully just saying testify, Jay, and Craig saying Lav. He thinks it's Lav.
Lav.
This is
That's
another
what we all
tough.
call 'em.
Simon, you've made every one of these first round picks
Good.
or matchups
Absolutely.
were very difficult.
Jay made him tough. Shout out to you, Jay.
Jay, you did it all. Congratulations. I want, my heart wants to say Viska, but my heart says Darnell Mooney.
Wait.
What?
So it's
How
so
many hearts do you
packed.
have?
He's going
The
nuts.
heart is just talking over itself, and I'm gonna go
Left,
Mooney.
right ventricle thing here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Bless you.
Palpitations. Thank you.
One vote for Mooney. Tim, are you going Leviska Shenault or Darnell Mooney?
I mean, I think they're both going to have pretty solid seasons. Viska's, I mean, he's got just more competition, I think. I'll go Mooney as well, and I want to crush Jay's dreams.
2 votes for Viska, 0 votes for Mooney so far.
You have that opposite, but yeah, exactly.
Yeah, other way
sorry.
around.
2 votes for Mooney, 0 votes for Viska so far. I was just getting ahead of myself. My vote's going to Leviska Shenault. I think he's the one on that team. And I think he's got the opportunity to be used in unique ways, not just a down the field passer, but the screen game, slant game. We saw them getting a little bit creative with him last year as well. I just like him the best out of the wide receivers on the Jaguars, and I'll take the wide receiver 1 with a rookie quarterback over the wide receiver 2 with a rookie quarterback. So give me Leviska.
Oh, is that Andy Dalton slander right there?
Yeah. How
Yeah.
dare you?
Marco, I know you're a Bears fan, but are you going Leviska Shenault or Darnell Mooney on this one?
I'm a Bears fan, which is why I feel like it should mean something when I pick Leviska Shenault.
Hey.
So for me, there's a couple things. One, I think Darnell Mooney's a phenomenal player. I think that he will have his breakout season, but I think it's going to be next season. I think he's going to have some nice flashes this year. But historically speaking, rookie quarterbacks, when they do come in, and I think we're fooling ourselves if we don't think Justin Fields comes in at least halfway through the season, they rarely support 2 guys who are in the top 30. And I mean, going back to even Andrew Luck. And it's almost never that the second guy's even above 45 if the first guy's anywhere near the top 15, which is going to be Allen Robinson. So as much as I do love what Darnell Mooney does, I don't think, unless Justin Fields is the best rookie quarterback to ever step onto a football field, I don't think it's possible for Darnell Mooney to have a true breakout. I think he'll outperform his ADP quite a bit. And then on Leviska's side, if there's anyone who benefited outside of James Robinson from the Travis Etienne injury, it's Leviska Shenault. And Marvin Jones has an AC joint sprain. Those tend to linger all season. So if he can't raise his arms comfortably all season on and off, that's going to be an issue. And he's the only wide receiver on that team I would really be worried about taking stuff from Leviska.
Chark slander, but vote for Leviska from Marco. And Sully agreeing with you there, saying that the ETN injury benefits Leviska most of all. But then the Chosen Rose coming in saying Mooney could be safer, veteran QB, at least to start the season.
Welcome back.
Welcome in, Rose. And Dan Turner said Chark just doesn't exist.
Josh, fight someone.
You've got the deciding vote here.
Well, I actually just put out a short on Shenault this morning. It's Shenault here. I think he's absolutely primed for a breakout season. I'm not that nervous about Marvin Jones and DJ Chark. I think they're going to eat into each other. Everyone said it already. ETN injury only helps Leviska. He's going to get a lot of targets, a lot of catches. He's going to be great in a PPR league. Leviska
wins it. He went down 2-0 to start it, but then won the next 3, and Leviska comes out. J-Wall, welcome in. He said a bit late, but let's get it. He said Chark is buns, and Jay saying Chark just isn't that good. Way to copy J-Wall, Jay, on that analysis.
Think for yourself.
Wow.
Up next, Tim, you've got the first vote on this one. It is Bryan Edwards versus Jerry Judy. Which of these two players do you like better as a breakout this season?
Yeah, I don't even know who Bryan Edwards is. So
wide receiver out of South Carolina. He was awesome.
Oh,
wait, isn't that guy supposed to be in the Mascots?
That's even worse. Yeah, it's Jerry Judy by 20 miles. Mile high in the sky. That's where Jerry Judy is.
Jerry Judy by a mile, by 20 miles for Tim. And I actually like Bryan Edwards this season, but he's going up against probably my favorite wide receiver breakout candidate on this bracket. Jerry Judy's routes are so clean. And the issues we saw last year, I think, were a Drew Lock problem, not a Jerry Judy problem. And with Teddy B named as the starter, that makes me so excited for Jerry Judy. He can get him the ball. It's not going to be exciting. It's not going to be flashy, but Judy's going to get the ball thrown to him, and those clean routes are finally going to pay off with a quarterback that can take advantage of it. It's Jerry Judy for me. Marco, you going Judy or Edwards?
Did you say me?
Yeah. Sorry, Marco.
Oh, sorry, I didn't hear you. So I'm going Jerry Judy. I think there will be some inconsistency with Jerry Judy just because I don't think Teddy Bridgewater starts the whole season. So I think that's going to cause some inconsistencies, and I'm not really sure how that's going to play out for him. I think he's going to, again, outperform his ADP, but not by a ton. And I think a lot of people are expecting him to outperform it by a ton. And then Bryan Edwards reminds me a little bit more polished version of a Deebo Samuel, where like he's a playmaker. He's a pretty good wide receiver. I think he's probably a better pure wide receiver than Deebo is, where Deebo's more of a playmaker. But I think the injury concerns are a real thing for him. I mean, they plagued him all throughout college. Obviously, last year he had the same thing. And then again, if I chose Ruggs, it's hard for me to get excited about 2 Raiders wide receivers. So
Jerry Judy with another vote up 3-0. Kelly's in love with all of Denver's offense. Judy to the moon. And Sully's saying this is disrespectful to Jerry Judy. Imagine having this conversation last off season. And then come on, Jay saying, pay attention, Marco. Just calling you out in the chat. Josh, where are you going on this one?
I almost want to just give Bryan Edwards a nod just because I love Bryan Edwards this season. I think where he's going, where you can get him in like one of the last rounds of your drafts, like he's a steal, like with all the upside he has. So if we're just comparing their ADP, Marco kind of alluded to it. Jerry Judy, where he's getting drafted, it's going to be tough for him to jump up, and actually be a real value. Who's a better breakout candidate is Jerry Judy. I do expect him to actually have a breakout season, though. So I want to go Bryan Edwards. Just give him a little nod, even though I know he shouldn't win this.
You can give the metaphorical nod, Josh. We'll allow that.
A
metaphorical nod, a real nod to Bryan Edwards, but no vote. John Luke, are you making this a sweep, or are you voting for Bryan Edwards?
It's a sweep. I don't think anyone in their right mind can really make a valid argument that Bryan Edwards is a better breakout candidate than Jerry Judy based off of even just what we've seen, not even taking into account draft capital and all that. It's Jerry Judy.
It's a sweep for Jerry Judy. Sorry, Tim.
I was going to say, what a chalk semis
I know. We've got pure chalk. We'll see what happens here, though. We've got Brandon Ayuk versus Michael Pittman Jr. with the first matchup of the semifinals, and I have the first vote. And Kelly's calling out your sales pitch like, oh, God, I want Brian Edwards, but I guess you should take Jerry Judy.
I'm trying.
You should take Jerry Judy, but man, do I love Brian Edwards.
Maybe you should buy. Maybe you should.
Can you imagine being at a
think?
Toyota dealership and the salesman is like,
Yeah.
honestly, I like the Civic
Honest.
better, but you should get the Corolla. You should get the Corolla, but man, do I love the Civic.
It's more like you got a Ferrari sit next to a Civic, and you're like, well, the Civic's gonna be great. You're gonna love the Civic, especially for what you're paying for it. But it's a Ferrari over here. You know what I'm saying?
And Anthony's saying Josh gave him a literal nod. What in the world? This one, we've talked about both these players already. I'm excited for both of them. There are some question marks surrounding both of these. Pittman, we talked about Carson Wentz. I mean, we haven't seen it too much. Ayuk, we've seen it. We've seen that breakout potential, but we haven't seen it with George Kittle and Deebo Samuel for an extended period of time. I still think Ayuk has the higher potential for a breakout based on what we've seen, so I'm going to vote for him there. Marco, Brandon Ayuk, or Michael Pittman Jr., which one of these guys do you like better as a breakout candidate?
It's so hard because of the term breakout, specifically with where these guys are getting drafted. But I'm going to go Ayuk. I think he's just the more talented player, so I'll go Ayuk. But again, depending on like who outperforms their ADP the most, it could be closer than we think.
Absolutely.
And Marco, because of what you just said, I am actually going to go Michael Pittman here. Where you're drafting him, it's a lot later in drafts. You're drafting Brandon Ayuk really freaking high, like higher than Jerry Judy. And he, I'm not going to get into semantics here, but Brandon Ayuk pretty much broke out already. Michael Pittman, if he's got to break out more, he's got to break out into the top, almost like 15 wide receivers. I don't think that happens. Michael Pittman, I think, is in store for a pretty good season. I'll go Michael Pittman.
One vote for Pittman. John Luke, we've got 2 for Ayuk, 1 for Pittman. What are you doing?
I'm actually going to agree with Semantics Josh up there.
Oh my God. I am surprised.
I think he laid out a brilliant argument here is that when we're talking about breakout, you have to assume that means you're a leap from where they're being drafted currently. And I don't think that's going to happen for Ayuk, even though I'm bullish on Ayuk.
JL, in all fairness, I think I technically laid out the argument.
He laid out the argument. It's absolutely
That's true. But I have
you
a
didn't
short-term
believe in the
memory.
argument enough. You didn't believe in it.
I'm like a fruit fly. Whatever the last thing I hear, I agree with. I'm good. I've known many fruit flies in my life. They're very agreeable.
Solly makes a good point there that ADP has little to do with breaking out, but
that's what I was going to say. If we were talking with sleepers, then I would agree with your argument here. But we're not talking sleepers. We're talking breakouts, and we did see it in a couple games from Ayuk. But I view it as like a whole season kind of thing. Like, can he have a breakout season?
6 games with 20 points.
So that's not 16.
But ADP is where, like, assuming where they finished, right? He's like Michael Pittman's, or where? I'm sorry, I'm not on.
You could argue
being
both
drafted
ways
45th overall. I don't know what that is in terms of the wide receiver 22, and so I think it does have to affect that. Like breakout, I would assume would mean he's not going to finish as wide receiver 22.
I disagree. I think someone can have that ADP, finish at that ADP, and it be a breakout if they're being projected to take that step forward. Like Ayuk didn't finish as the 22 last year. Well, we are pre-projecting him to finish as the 22 now, so that would be a breakout season for him. Like ADP, I view in like terms of sleepers, like who is going to return value on ADP says sleeper to me, not breakout in my mind.
Sure.
I think that this conversation is going to probably continue with the next 2. So.
And Tim, where are you going?
You got the final vote. I think.
I was going to say I don't give a rat's ass about any of your arguments with the ADP.
Idiots.
I'm going Ayuk. No, bozo. Yeah. No, I like the Niners offense more than I like the Colts offense. Simple as that.
I thought for sure you wanted the lower seed to win, and I was going to go ahead and just push the chaos through to the championship.
I'm glad Brandon and you got through. I voted for Michael Pittman completely not thinking that he had a realistic shot here. You put Tim Chaos as last person, it's even vote. Who knows what's going to happen?
Our next one up is Leviska Chenault versus Jerry Judy. And Marco, back to you. You've got the first vote.
Yeah, so I'm probably going to make people mad. I'm going to go Chenault. To me, I think Chenault's going to be in a lot of game scripts where they need to throw the ball a lot, and the Broncos probably won't be. And again, the inconsistency at quarterback is going to hurt Jerry Judy at some point. It might start nice, but it could end very poorly. Where, again, I'm worried about some of the other wide receivers, pass catchers here for the Jags. So I'm going Chenault here. It's a little bit closer, but I think Chenault's volume and opportunity this season are going to outshine Jerry Judy quite a bit.
One vote
This
for
one's
Chenault.
so tough.
Josh,
Well,
get
here's
that
the thing.
stretch
I
in
like
and let us
Jerry
know what you
Judy.
think.
I'd rather have Jerry Judy over Brandon Ayuk, actually. Like, I just would. I think he's more prime for that actual breakout season in my mind. But, if we're talking about, I just made this whole argument about Michael Pittman and everything, and I like Leviska Chenault just as much as Michael Pittman. I'll go Jerry Judy. I think Teddy Bridgewater sets him over the edge, and he actually has a really good season. I'd be willing to bet that Jerry Judy has a better season than Ayuk, and I bet a lot of people would love to take that bet with me.
One vote each, and Josh, I would not. I'm on the Jerry Judy side of that as well. John Luke, Leviska Chenault, or Jerry Judy?
Yeah, I'm gonna go Jerry Judy, and as with most of these guys, I'm excited. Actually, as with all of these guys, I'm excited about their talent and what they can do. So, by no means take this as a anti Leviska take.
Yeah,
just a pro Jerry Judy take.
Yeah.
Kelly said again with the awkward car salesman, but I like it, Josh.
He's just like, oh God, do I really want to vote for this one? I think so. I think so.
And Burner says he'll take that bet. Tim, where are you going? Visca or Jerry Judy?
Yeah, I mean, we obviously don't know the game scripts of both teams, but I like the Broncos offense a little bit more right now. I think they're going to be a little bit safer in Jacksonville to start. So I think that's going to temper some of the wide receiver expectations, even though Trevor Lawrence is fantastic. And I think the Broncos are going to be a lot of fun this year. So give me Judy.
It's Judy for me as well. All the things I said about in the previous round apply here. And JL, I just want to
I'm
make
never
sure
coming back.
Yeah, Marco's not allowed back.
That's it.
JL, me and you, I'm in line with you. I love Visca this year. This is just, I really love Jerry Judy. So it's going to be Judy for me. And we've got our championship. It's chalk. It's the 1 versus the 2. Brandon Ayuk versus Jerry Judy. And Josh, you've got the first vote. Who's it going to be?
I pretty much played my hand already. I showed my cards. It's Jerry Judy for me. I think he's ready to go. I kind of already talked about it. Let's go. 1
vote for Jerry Judy. John Luke.
Oh, Brandon Ayuk real fast. I'm really scared about George Kittle and Deebo Samuel too.
Yeah, I'm scared of them too. They're much bigger than I am.
They are much bigger than you, Tim. JL, Brandon Ayuk or Jerry Judy?
Man, I have these guys similarly ranked. I think I have to go Jerry Judy, and specifically because of the finish as well. Jerry Judy finished worse than Brandon Ayuk last year, and I think that he had his situation seems a little bit more certain than Ayuk. Dynasty, I like these guys pretty much equally. Maybe Jerry Judy a little bit more, but I'm gonna go Jerry Judy here for this year.
2 votes for Jerry Judy for this year. Tim, are you going with Brandon Ayuk or Jerry Judy?
I don't want to finish it right now, so I'll go with Ayuk. That's literally the only reason. I would pick Judy, but I just don't want it to end that way.
Well, I
figured you would. I know. Yeah. I wanted to make it one more round.
I love the route running. And like you said, I think Jerry Judy is the one on that offense. And there's still question marks for me about, well, Brandon Ayuk definitely isn't the one on his offense. It's George Kittle. But there's room for him or Deebo Samuel to step up in that number 1 wide receiver role. Judy's the one. Cortland Sutton's great, but Jerry Judy's Jerry Judy. Marco, where are you going? Jerry Judy or Brandon Ayuk?
I'm going against you guys here. I'm going Brandon Ayuk. I think this is the first season where we see George Kittle not be the number 1 target on this offense. And I think that's going to probably be good for George Kittle as a whole. He just plays so violently. So to me, I think Brandon Ayuk is, right now he's going like wide receiver 23. I've got him as my wide receiver 19 or 18, I think. So it's not like he's going to outperform that by a ton, but I think as a route runner, he's not quite Jerry Judy, but he's still a lot better than people think. And then as a separator, he's just crazy. So I really like Brandon Ayuk, and I think his quarterback situation, no matter who's the quarterback, is much better than Jerry Judy. So I go Ayuk.
1 vote for Ayuk, but Jerry Judy wins it. And Sully coming in and say, what a comeback from Judy from not even in the bracket to the championship. That is impressive. Judy was a last-minute ad. It ended up winning the whole thing. It is inarguable via science. Jerry Judy is our favorite 2nd-year wide receiver candidate. Marco, that's tied to your name.
He really is, though.
You were part of it.
He really is mine.
He is mine as well. I have drafted Jerry Judy so many times this offseason. It's a little bit ridiculous. Guys, we are on to our next bracket, the one I know people are here for. Roto Heat Sully came in saying, Judy, bring on the mascots. So we have a mascot battle for you guys. And Marco, we are actually going to start with you again with the first matchup.
Do it.
It is Colonel Sanders out of KFC versus the Starbucks Mermaid. And remember, this is a battle royale. These guys are fighting to the death. So whichever one would win in a fight, not your favorite. Marco, which one of these is your favorite?
I'm gonna go Colonel Sanders. I think he's not afraid to eat anything, and he's gonna probably just like attack with biting and eating and consuming. So I'm going Colonel Sanders. The guy's crazy. He's a dark horse.
He definitely hunts exotic animals for sure.
Yeah, like the ones he shouldn't be hunting.
Yeah, exactly. He's that dentist from a few years ago.
But like mermaids, he's hunting mermaids. He's got like a trophy wall of mermaids up on his wall. Josh, are you going Colonel Sanders or the Starbucks Mermaid?
I think the Starbucks Mermaid's going to grab Colonel Sanders' old ass and drown him, all right? He doesn't stand a chance, all right? The Starbucks Mermaid, I don't know if you've seen her. She's got some size. She looks scary. She's terrifying. I'm going Starbucks Mermaid here.
One vote each,
Exactly,
and Jay and J-Wall are using the age in different ways. Jay says he's got old man strength, and J-Wall says mermaid. Sanders is
what the hell is old man strength?
You've never heard of old man strength?
What is that?
Yeah, it's a thing, man. You get old and you just have like this extra strength. Like it doesn't matter if you're actually strong. You're just
It's like even if your dad hasn't been to the gym in like 20 years, he can beat you in arm wrestling until you're like 25.
Not see that.
Like there's just old man strength that comes whenever you age. Well, when you're 24, you're not a child. You should be able to beat your 50-something-year-old father in arm wrestling, but you can't. So that's the old man strength that we don't have.
Your brain isn't even fully formed till you're 25.
J-Wall, I got to tell you, I did not see that. He's calling me out for not giving him credit. I swear to God, I did not see that.
Okay,
imagine
John
a bucket of mermaid wings.
Does Colonel Sanders actually have like an army behind him? You know, is he actually a colonel?
Oh,
I think he was in his prime, but now he's just retired Colonel Sanders.
An overweight army.
Call him that.
John Luke, are you going Colonel Sanders or the Starbucks Mermaid?
See, Colonel Sanders doesn't strike me as the type of guy that fights his own fights. He strikes me as the guy who sits back and gets fat and has other people fight his fights for him, which is basically what I said before, but just rephrased. So,
well, does he have his army with him? That's the question.
That's the question. I'm gonna go ahead and assume no because it doesn't say here. And I feel like the Starbucks Mermaid is just like has a dead soul. Like there's just no warmth to that mermaid. That's like a siren from like that's like a Homer siren right there. That's what we got with Starbucks Mermaid. So that thing is just gonna, like Marco said, just drag him into the water, and it's gonna be end of it. Look at that.
Scary.
Oh god.
Yeah. It smiles at you while it charges you like $8 for a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
That's
brutal.
Yeah,
you can't buy that. You can't buy that type of confidence.
You know what? I changed my vote. I'm back. I'm Starbucks Mermaid. That's my vote.
Well, I'm changing my vote because Colonel's got weapons.
Okay, so we're back to 2-1. Just the votes got flipped. Tim, are you going Colonel Sanders or the Starbucks Mermaid?
Look, mermaids are absolutely horrifying creatures. They absolutely glorified her on that Starbucks cup. That is a nasty fish-looking son of a gun thing that's going to drag you down into the ocean and lure you in with sweet, beautiful music. He's not going to be able to fire his weapon at all. He's going to look at things. He's going to become in love with it, entranced, and he's going to be like, "Oh man, that looks like that good old 13 herbs and spices that I got back home in Kentucky." He's going to go reaching for that bucket, and that's going to be the last bucket he ever reaches for. He's done.
Get him out of here. Get him out of here.
Jay says the Colonel's going to throw the herbs and spices in the mermaid's eyes. Good luck. She's underwater.
What's he going to do? Season the ocean?
Yeah.
And
idiot.
I'm agreeing with you guys. The mermaid is a mythical creature going up against an old man. Give me the mythical creature 10 times out of 10. And that gives us a 16-1 upset with the first matchup. The next one, we've got the two politicians of this bracket. Josh, you've got the first vote here. Mayor McCheese versus the Burger King. Which one of these two would win in a fight?
Mayor McCheese doesn't stand a chance. It's the King all day. The King's a big guy, all right? Like he's have you seen those commercials? He's creepy too. He like pops up out of nowhere. He's scaring everyone. The King. is sneaky. He's going to win this one.
One vote for the King. JL, where are you going? Mayor McCheese or the Burger King?
I didn't think that there was going to be a creepier mascot than the Burger King, and I fully planned on
Mayor
voting.
McCheese.
But Mayor McCheese, I've never seen this before, is
Creepy.
horrifying.
Yes.
My
Oh.
goodness. Like, I just
Oh,
imagine
God.
children
Mayor McCheese
run
before.
away from this mascot. That's terrifying. I'm going Burger King. Regardless of how creepy he is, he's vegetarian friendly, so I'm all
Part
about
of his
it.
power. That's part of his
Good
power
Lord.
being so creepy.
Exactly.
Oh.
2 points for the Burger King. Tim, are you going the Burger King or Mayor McCheese?
So the thing that's curious about this is like Spider-Man versus Man-Spider. It's very weird. Mayor McCheese is a literal hamburger that somehow got a body attached to the bottom of him. That's
He's
terrifying.
Man-Spider.
Did he absorb another person? And then is this a sentient cheeseburger we're talking about? If that's the case, I'm taking the cheeseburger. You're looking at mind control. Burger King might not stand a chance. He might just get some more power. Mayor McCheese, horrifying creature.
One vote for Mayor McCheese. And Tim, you took some of the arguments right out. His head is a hamburger. If the Burger King's head gets chopped off, it's gone. But let's say Mayor McCheese loses a bun. He can probably just throw another one on there. He's still got 90% of his
You
head
are
up
making
there.
assumptions you do not know about, Simon. All right?
Yep, 100%. And that's what I'm going with. The other thing is, I feel like politics get really corrupt on the local level, and Mayor McCheese, being just a local town mayor, is going to have all the power to just like pull some strings. He's going to get it's not going to be a fair fight against the Burger King. I'm voting for Mayor McCheese.
Let me make one more point. Whose head is easier to eat?
Depends
that
who's
was
eating
gonna
it.
be
Mayor
part of my
McCheese has a
argument,
really
Dale.
big mouth.
I imagine
just
it's a
saying,
fresh. That's
I
a
could-
fresh grilled burger. It's
If
gonna
I
be
take a big
150
old
degrees.
bite out of that Mayor McCheese's head, he's done for.
Good
That's brain
luck.
damage. Brain damage.
While you're trying to take a bite, he's going to stab you with his mayor
What?
tool.
His sash?
With his gavel. Marco, you've got the final vote here. Is it Mayor McCheese or the Burger King?
It's the Burger King. He's got
Let's
some
go.
real Lannister vibes to him, just ruling things forever. And he's going to come in, like JL said, just take a quick bite, game over.
Exactly.
The Burger
Gosh.
The Burger King wins it, but man, I think Mayor McCheese got disrespected there. We have a fantasy question real quick, guys, before we get to the next matchup. Would you trade Kyler Murray and Kyle Pitts and give away four? So would you trade for Kyler Murray and Kyle Pitts and give away Ryan Fitzpatrick, Keenan Allen, James Robinson, and Tyler Higbee? Yes.
Half PPR.
Well, actually, I guess I have more questions. I was just assuming Superflex for some reason. I need to know if it's Superflex or not.
Oh,
Yeah,
even not
that's
super
important.
flex. Because for me, you're upgrading from Fitz to Murray, and then Kyle Pitts is a huge upgrade over Higbee. I'm fine giving up Keenan and
Keenan
Robinson.
Allen, James Robinson are pretty valuable, and is a dynasty
Yeah.
league.
2 QB league.
2 QB
So
league.
that changes it.
Yeah, I'll go Kyler and Pitts then.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. If this is 1 QB, there's no way I would take that trade, but
Anthony wanted neither of those players to win. F all politicians. He means Mayor McCheese and the Burger King. And Craig said Mayor McCheese could eat you easier too, JL. He's got a much bigger
how
mouth.
so?
than the
He has
Burger
no
King.
teeth.
His
His
whole
mouth is
flap
so big.
flops up.
His gums. He's like
He'll just go.
he's like him and Colonel
Like
Sanders.
soggy
are just all
lettuce.
gums.
You're gonna choke on his
Soggy
mustard, JL.
lettuce.
No problem. Any other questions you guys have, make sure to put them in here. But we are on to
Anytime.
our next matchup. And John Luke, you've got the first
We
vote.
probably have to
is
speed
the-
up a little bit.
It is, yeah, we need to go through these. It's the Taco Bell Chihuahua versus Little Caesar.
Man, I really, really freaking hate Taco Bell. But the it's the little guy from Little Caesars.
Yeah.
Pizza,
Yes.
pizza.
With a spear.
Okay. Yeah, he's a
With a
punk. I'm
spear?
gonna go Chihuahua. No chance he's gonna take down Taco Bell Chihuahua. He'll be having
I think
diarrhea.
you're-
Won't be able to pick up his spear.
One vote for the Taco Bell Chihuahua. Tim, who do you think would win in a fight? I want to emphasize this is a fight. The Taco Bell Chihuahua or Little Caesar himself?
So the only time I've ever really seen the Little Caesar mascot, he is a little cartoon, and that's the best argument I'm going to have. Chihuahuas are terrifying, and this is a Chihuahua
They
that
are.
speaks Spanish, which means it's a smart Chihuahua. It's intelligent. It's going to be able to make some maneuvers. I don't care how good Caesar was at
World.
fighting and stuff. This is a cartoon. He's overly simplified. It's like the SpongeBob Doodle Bob episode, except without the colorful pencil. So I'm going to Taco Bell Chihuahua. Yo quiero Taco Bell. Come on, that's the guy.
If this was my favorite mascot, Taco Bell Chihuahua would be near the top of the list. But Little Caesar will just step on him or stab him with a spear, and then it's game over. It's Little Caesar.
Stepped on a Chihuahua?
I have accidentally kicked one before. Don't
I know
report me to
you
PETA.
haven't because
They're yappy.
you still have your hearing.
No, I was running down the stairs at an ex-girlfriend's house one time, and her roommate had a toy Chihuahua. It was dark, it was nighttime, and then all of a sudden I feel a thud and I hear a yelp, and that dog never looked at me the same way again. It hated me with like all the ferocity that a Chihuahua can hold.
I don't blame it.
No, me neither. It was 100% on me. I shouldn't have been running down the stairs when there were Chihuahuas present. Marco, are you going with the Chihuahua or Little Caesar?
So my dad had a Chihuahua growing up, and that thing couldn't fight anything. So it's Little Caesar.
But it can intimidate.
It just barked a lot.
It thinks it can intimidate.
It's like the most puntable animal.
Yeah. Hedgehog.
Josh?
Marco
Hey.
summed it up. It's Little Caesar. Yeah, it's Little Caesar.
Gosh, I think Little Caesar would have a heart attack if he ran into a little Chihuahua that's barking its brains out, and that's how he'd win.
A little
Crazy.
balding.
You
Little,
might be
little
right.
balding
You might
man.
be right. I'm not betting on the heart attack.
He looks as tall as the Chihuahua.
Oh no, this one's good.
This one is good, and I believe I have the first vote here. Tim, you voted first. No, JL voted first on the last one, so Tim, you've got the first vote. The Hamburglar or Chuck E. Cheese, and we got to speed through these now.
Yeah. I'm just gonna go hamburger. Chuck E. Cheese scares the hell out of me. I want him out of this bracket.
Tim, I was going to say Chuck E. Cheese scares the hell out of me, and that's why I'm voting for him. He is truly terrifying, like even more so than the Hamburglar.
Are we talking about the Chuck E. Cheese like on the logo or the Chuck E. Cheese like in the restaurant? Like the
mascot in the
animatronic.
restaurant.
Yeah.
The big old mouse. The big old mouse thing.
Oh, it's so scary. One vote for
one's
Chuck E.
way more
Cheese.
terrifying than the other.
Take it however you want. Marco, the Hamburglar or Chuck E. Cheese?
Chuck E. Cheese, man, he carries a guitar. Just
The
right.
hamburger's a
See you,
little
Hamburglar.
criminal. Gosh.
Yeah,
Anthony
because
said
the
I was gonna-
Hamburglar is a criminal. I'm going with it.
Another
I don't
vote for the
suggest hunting
Hamburglar.
dogs. Only Chihuahuas.
Chihuahuas aren't dogs, according to Marco.
Only Chihuahuas.
I'm
Chuck
a
E.
big
Cheese
dog
is
guy,
terrifying.
not a Chihuahua guy.
Not a big Chihuahua guy.
Josh, where's your? You said the Hamburglar, Josh. So we're on
Yes.
to JL for the
Yes.
final vote. Who's winning this one?
The Hamburglar looks like Chucky from Rugrats trying to act hard. So I'm gonna go Chuck E. Cheese.
Smart.
See you with the
Chuck
other
E.
Chuck.
Cheese moves on, and up next we've got Ronald McDonald versus the Hardee's / Carl's Jr. Star, and I've got the first vote on this one. Clowns are scary, but this is a literal star, and I have to imagine some of the powers that stars have would come along with this star. He would just burn Ronald McDonald alive. I'm voting for the Hardee's Carl's Jr. Star. Marco, where are you voting on this one?
So I used to work at a Hardee's in college, and anyone who's anywhere near a Hardee's for that long is not going to win any fight. They have horrible respiratory health. It is Ronald McDonald. Plus, he's really creepy, so that's a bonus for fights.
1-1. Sully said, mice are dirty af. The Hamburglar is a little bitch. Push Chuck E. Cheese on. Well, we did it, Sully. Josh, are you voting for Ronald McDonald or the Hardee's Star?
Ronald McDonald has to be the answer here. Hardy Star is just a star with a little smile. It's, it's too nice. Too nice.
You don't know what he's
Get outta
hiding
here.
back there. John Luke, Ronald
you're right.
McDonald or the Hardee's Star?
You're a clown.
Man, the balls on the definitely
That was really
Ronald
good,
McDonald.
Andrew. That was really good.
I wish
Definitely
Dan
Ronald.
saw that.
Dan has left the chat.
Sully said Star is invincible in Mario.
That's a great
Sorry,
point.
clown.
That's a great point.
But it's not the Mario star.
Yeah, it's
The
also
Hardy
not
star.
technically a real star. So I'm going. It's my right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, the balls on the people over at McDonald's to make their franchise mascot a clown is, man, very impressive. I'm going Ronald McDonald.
Ronald
Fair enough.
McDonald's going to win, but Tim, are you voting for the Star or for the clown?
I mean, I'll save my points for Ronald McDonald too at the next round, but yeah, I mean, you're right. It's a literal star. That's pretty terrifying. So I would go the Hardee's Star.
3-2. But Ronald McDonald moves on, knocks out a literal star. Kelly is.
You
says
guys
Ronald
know
McDonald's the
stars
equivalent
don't
of
actually
Walter
look
White.
like that, right? They don't have a little face.
How do you know? I'm not allowed to stare at them anymore, JL.
They made me stop.
Up next, we've got Jack in the Box versus Grimace. And Marco, you've got the first vote. Who's it going to be, Jack in the Box or Grimace?
Yeah, in the spirit of keeping it quick, it's Grimace. Jack in the Box cannot fight. That's guaranteed. All he can do is give out those little weak tacos, and that's it. That's all he's got. Grimace is huge. That guy's winning everything. He's like the Big Show.
And Craig earlier said nothing can kill the Grimace. We've got one vote for
Yeah.
Grimace. Josh, where are you going? Grimace? or
The
Jack
answer
in
is
the Box?
absolutely Grimace. Grimace is he's a powerhouse here, and Jack in the Box is like too tidied up. You know, he's wearing
Oh
a
my
suit
God.
and stuff. Yeah, get him out of here.
Jail, are you going Jack in the Box or Grimace?
I feel like the Jack in the Box mascot is just like a horrible experiment gone wrong.
And they're like, oh, we're stuck with this, aren't we?
Yeah, like they were trying to experiment in the lab and then just accidentally created him. It's got to be Grimace. Grimace is thick as shit.
3 votes
exactly
for
what it is.
Grimace. Tim, are you voting Jack in the Box or Grimace?
Yeah, give it to Grimace. I'll make my point on him in the next round.
Rody Sully said Grimace all day. Seems like people love Grimace. And Andrew Cooper says, what exactly is Grimace? Undefined.
No,
He's an
I'm gonna
undefined
answer
purple
that.
blob.
I want to
Go ahead,
answer that
Tim.
in the next point. It's crazy.
Okay. Looks like Grimace gets the sweep. Moving on to the next round. Josh, you've got the first vote in this one. It is the Noid from Domino's versus Wendy from Wendy's. Which one are you voting for?
I actually don't know what the Noid is. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Terrifying. Just pure terror.
Pure
The
terror.
Noid is
Oh
quite a
yeah,
name.
it's the Noid. The Noid's the answer. Yeah. Wendy doesn't stand a chance against the Noid. Yeah, the Noid.
One vote for the
Noid's
Noid.
terrifying.
JL.
Why
JL,
are all
are
these
you
mascots so
for the
scary?
Noid? Are you voting for Wendy?
Why do I feel like they're super similar? Like they both have little red pigtails. It's got to be the Noid.
2 votes for the Noid. Tim, where are you going? Wendy or the Noid?
Yeah, I'm sorry, Wendy. So the Noid is from Domino's, and apparently the Noid is the physical manifestation of the challenges inherent in getting a pizza delivered in 30 minutes or less. Which means if there's any challenge, he's probably going
so
to
abstract.
get above that to deliver that pizza. If he has a pizza, he's unstoppable in this tournament. That's what that means.
3 votes for the Noid. And Andrew saying, I've been watching since news and notes at the beginning, but just had to get involved with the mascots. We pulled them in.
He's like, well, okay, enough is enough.
The Grimace disrespect has gone too far. My vote's also for the Noid. The Noid looks like absolutely insane. Like would stop at nothing to win this battle royale.
Yeah.
Marco, are you going the Noid or Wendy?
Yeah, that's a clean sweep. The Noid looks like an absolute psychopath.
Yes.
And up next, we have the Arby's Oven Mitt versus the Chick-fil-A Cow. Guys, we really got to rush through the next round. Josh, are you going with the Arby's Oven Mitt or did we go you first last time? We did. Jail. Are you going the Arby's Oven Mitt or the Chick-fil-A Cow?
I guess cow. Cow beats me, right? Therefore, cow.
Tim?
It's the Arby's oven mitt, man. He's already dead. He can't die. He's just going to strangle a cow. So
Yep. I think the Arby's Oven Mitt would smother the shit out of a cow. Like just fully cover the face, smother it. It would be a slow, painful death. The
I would
Arby's
just
Oven
walk
Mitt
away.
is winning this one for me. No, Oven Mitt is faster for sure. Marco, are you going Oven Mitt? The cow has too many legs and stomachs.
Cows
They
kill
can climb up
34
billboards.
people a year, but
34.
oven mitts deal with crazy heat all the time. So if there's anyone who can handle the heat, it's the oven mitt, baby.
let's go.
Oh
3
man.
votes for the Oven Mitt. And Anthony said cows are so cute. I think Arby mascot would destroy one. Josh, where are you going?
I think
Oven Mitt
cows
or
are
Chick-fil-A
answer here.
cow?
Doesn't matter, but the cows are smart. They're more than just cows. They actually they can process logical things. The Chick-fil-A cow, at least.
Sentient
they're-
cows.
Process its own
yeah,
Normal
mortality.
cows aren't sentient, I guess.
yeah. So cow, but it doesn't matter.
Cow with 2 votes, but our 1 and 2 seed were both knocked out in the first round. Oven Mitt moving on. Our first matchup of the second round, and we got to power through these. Is the Starbucks Mermaid versus the Burger King. Tim, you've got the first vote.
It's the Mermaid for all the points before.
I agree. This is the mythical creature, the mermaid. Marco,
Mermaid.
Josh,
It's the king for me.
and John Luke.
It's the king.
2 votes for the king, but the Starbucks mermaid moves on to the next
We
round.
got a Cinderella mascot.
We do. And up next, we've got Little Caesar versus Chuck E. Cheese. And I've got the first vote on this one. It's the murder mouse. It's the dirty murder mouse for me. Chuck E. Cheese with Troy Caesar. He's scary. Marco, are you going Little Caesar or Chuck E. Cheese?
It's Chuck E. Cheese. He's got some like creepy cyberpunk vibes, man.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more, guys. It's Chuck E. Cheese. He's. I think he's a lot bigger than Little Caesar too.
John
Little
Luke,
Caesar.
that's terrifying.
Little
as a
Caesar
mouse.
should just be happy to be here, honestly. That he
Yeah.
made it this
Yeah,
far.
for real.
It's Chuck E. Cheese.
4 votes. Tim, are you making it a sweep?
Yeah, Chuck E. Cheese was the first person to stab Caesar in the back, for sure.
And Sully say Mouse would kick his little ass. Up next, we've got Ronald McDonald versus the Grimace, a McDonald's showdown.
No.
Marco, who are you taking here?
No.
Oh, I'm going Grimace. You got to. Ronald McDonald's been leading the show. He's the lead singer. Everybody kind of hates him, and Grimace is about to take it out on him.
Yeah.
Grimace with 1 vote. Josh, where are you going?
It almost feels like the Grimace is Ronald McDonald's bodyguard, and we know, the
Right.
bodyguard's going to win this fight, so it's Grimace.
2 votes for Grimace. John Luke, are you finishing this one off, or are you voting for Ronald McDonald?
So if you Google a lot of these mascots, there's some weird internet depictions of them. And
Rule
Grimace is
34.
not exempt. Rule 34. Grimace is not exempt. There's some terrifying internet art of Grimace. So I'm gonna go Grimace.
3 votes for Grimace. Tim, where are you going?
Yeah, so specifically to the Grimace has no wingspan point. The original Grimace was a scaly, mean-looking, had 4 arms, and had no charm whatsoever. He scared kids. That was
They made
him.
fat.
He had 4
They made him
arms
fat
worth of
and furry.
wingspan.
for stealing milkshakes. 2 of them were
Yeah.
exclusively for stealing milkshakes.
Yeah. Oh man. But I will say that Ronald McDonald, I have to imagine, is actually Pennywise the clown who got a day job. So that's also pretty horrifying. So I'll give a nod to Ronald McDonald.
And you know what?
Jay's
Grimace
comment
is
got
dumb.
me.
It's in his like McDonald's wiki description. Grimace is dumb. He starts all his sentences with "duh." He's not smart. While I think he'd have the upper hand from a physical standpoint, I think Ronald McDonald outsmarts him at one point. But Grimace moves on anyways.
The man voluntarily chose to dress up like a clown. So how smart can he really be? It's my only point.
You know what? That's fair. That's fair. Josh, you've got the first vote here, and I'm sad about this one. These are my top 2. The Noid
These
versus
are
the
really
Arby's
tough.
oven mitt. Who wins this one?
It's definitely the Noid. The Noid's taking the oven mitt, putting it on, and using it. It's dead body on its hand. Yeah,
Jesus.
the Noid.
JL, the Noid
It's
or the Arby's oven mitt?
hardcore.
I didn't really understand the oven mitt victory last round, so I'll go the Noid.
2 votes for the Noid. And Anthony said, "Oh, I think I found the wrong mascot website."
I warned you.
I think you found the right one, Anthony. Tim, are you going with the Noid or the Arby's oven mitt?
So to me, this is like Thor fighting his own hammer, right? I don't know which
Good
wins,
one.
and
Mjolnir.
in that sense, I'm gonna go with I'll go with the oven mitt. I don't. Oh gosh, this is a fun fight. I have no idea what's gonna happen.
Thor fighting his own hammer.
I want to see like the people who do like the Goku versus Superman videos do the Noid versus the Arby's oven mitt, because I am so curious. I'm gonna give the nod to the oven mitt. Size and smothering power and like the difficulty to kill. Like oven mitts are built to withstand a beating. I'm gonna go with the oven mitt, but it is so close. I'm sad the Noid had to face this behemoth. Marco, are you going with the Noid or the Arby's oven mitt?
Because I am feeling bad that the oven mitt had to hear Josh say the Noid would put him on and use him, I'm going to go with oven mitt. He needs a win.
Let's go.
No.
And the oven mitt takes out the
Great
Noid
job,
too.
Marco.
Wow.
Now the Noid's going to use you and put you on.
God.
Oh, John Luke,
This
you've got
is
the
bad.
first vote on our first matchup. It's the Starbucks Mermaid versus Chuck E. Cheese. Who wins this one?
It's Chuck E. Cheese. Mice, rats, they're terrifying. They're incredibly strong. And that one is the king of all mice rats. So it's Chuck E.
Mice
Cheese.
rats.
Mouse rats.
One vote
Mouse
for
rat.
Chuck E.
Mouse
Cheese.
rat.
Mouse rat. Tim, are you going with Starbucks, Mermaid, or Chuck E. Cheese?
I have to imagine the only way these two feasibly come into contact with each other is that Chuck E. Cheese has
One of
now
them has evolved.
usurped the captain of the ship that they're sailing on, and now is running the ship. And that Mermaid's going to have to sink that ship. That's the only way Chuck E. Cheese is dying. It's going to be a long, long fight. I'm going to give it to the Mermaid.
I like the narrative here.
One vote for the Mermaid, and Sully said it's Midnight Mermaid. You're done. And I've got a
Midnight
vote
Mermaid.
as well. And you know what? Mermaid, I agree with Sully. You're done. Chuck E. Cheese is like a demon spawn mouse. Like I assume there's supernatural powers in there for him to be able to play instruments and talk. I'm going with Chuck E. Cheese. Marco, where are you
the
voting
bottom
here?
of the sea.
Did you guys see that video of like that one mouse like recently just like swimming it up in like this flooded kitchen? Like mice have no rules.
I did.
They
Mice have no rules.
It's Chuck E. Cheese.
Absolutely no respect.
Mermaid's going to eat the crap out of that. I mean,
No, just real fast. Let me just set the stage for you. Maybe they're in a sewer and the mermaid's in the sewer. Rats run the sewer, man. They run that crap. It's Chuck
yeah.
E. Cheese.
He was born there.
Yeah.
You think you're going around a sewer without the rat's permission?
Uh-huh.
You are mistaken, pal.
You're only a visitor here.
This fight is the best.
Up next, truly a powerhouse battle. We've got Grimace versus the Arby's oven mitt. And Tim, you have the first vote.
The only thing I have to think to the next round, right? The only thing I think that can beat Chuck E. Cheese is the Arby's oven mitt. So I got to go with the Arby's oven mitt.
I'm going to go with it. The only thing that can beat an amorphous blob like Grimace in my mind is an amorphous blob that is actually an oven mitt, is heat resistant, and doesn't actually have life. It's the oven mitt in my mind. It's bigger than
What is
Grimace.
wrong with you
and
guys?
Try to light the oven mitt on fire. It won't work. Try to light Grimace on fire. That dude's going to go up in flames.
What is with the
Marco,
focus on the heat and the fire? It's just cloth.
We're just playing to our strengths.
I'm so confused. If you took a lighter to an oven mitt, it would probably catch on fire.
Just get a pair of scissors. Why not? You know, like, I don't know.
The chat is already getting ready. They said Grimace, come on, Purple Big Show. Andrew said pretty simple here, Grimace or we riot. And Sully said Grimace seriously violates that mitt. Craig says he will absorb that mitt. Marco, it's 2-0 for the oven mitt now. Are you going Grimace or the Arby's oven mitt?
So I'm a man of the people. It's Grimace because here's the thing. What the oven mitt I think has succeeded with is like tricking people like, oh, put me on. And then he like uses their own hand to strangle them. Grimace's arms are too small. Plus, he doesn't have a
He
neck.
can reach his own throat.
Yeah, and his neck is not really present.
His whole body
Grimace is winning this.
I'm not even sure if Grimace breathes. Like, yeah.
So Josh is not the vote for Grimace.
It's Grimace. Yeah. And I know
John
what
Luke,
Dale's gonna say.
You've got the deciding vote. Is it Grimace or is it the oven mitt?
Well, now I wish
Andrew
I would have
Cooper
saved my
says-
spiel for this moment because it would have been way more dramatic. I'm gonna go Grimace. I don't even think the oven mitt can reach Grimace. It's just on the ground. Does it fly? I don't think we have
No, it
evidence
has
of
legs.
that.
It walks.
It's tall and it's as tall as the Grimace. It's super
gigantic.
long legs.
Yes.
You're
Yeah,
wrong.
look him
I'm
up.
looking at
Yeah,
pictures
look-
and I don't see a
look at it.
single leg. It drags itself with the thumb. That's how it moves according to these pictures.
It absorbs the heat from the oven and poops it out its butt so it floats.
Right. It's like a jetpack.
It doesn't matter. Grimace wins this 100% of the time.
Grimace moves on. The Cinderella story for the Arby's oven mitt ends the semifinals, and we've got the 4 versus the 6 seed finals. It is Chuck E. Cheese versus the Grimace. Andrew Cooper said Marco for new Mayor McCheese. Mayor Marco
I don't
McCheese.
want that burger head, but I'm in.
Jail said Grimace sits on it until it suffocates. This is for all the marbles right here. These are the two
This is tough.
mascots that made it to the finals. Chuck E. Cheese versus Grimace. And Jail had the last vote there, which means Tim had the first vote, which means I have the first vote here. Oh God, which one would I be more scared of running into in like a dark alley? It's Chuck E. Cheese. I would be way more terrified running into Chuck E. Cheese, this giant talking sentient mouse. Like I would be less surprised if a purple blob started talking to me than if a 6-foot mouse started speaking to me. I'm voting for Chuck E. Cheese here. I think he'll wipe floor with Grimace. Marco, are you going Chuck E. Cheese or Grimace?
This is tough. I'm gonna go Chuck E. Cheese. I think he's quicker, he's more elusive, he can do more things where Grimace can kind of like sit or like fall on you. And I think Chuck E. Cheese is a little more sly than that.
2 votes for Chuck E. Cheese early. Andrew Cooper said, give the people what they want. Craig said, Grimace has powers you cannot understand. And Sully said, if anyone could beat Grimace, it's the mouse. But in the end, the big fat purple thing takes it. He's like Cthulhu. Josh, with all that being said, Chuck E. Cheese is up 2-0.
You see that terrifying
That's
thing
not
right there?
Chuck E. Cheese, man. Look at the new mascot. Everybody's looking at this
That's the Chuck E.
animatronic
Cheese
nonsense.
that we know.
No.
That's the Chuck E. Cheese that's taking down Grimace.
I'm looking him up
sorry,
right now.
I did not want
That's
to do
the
it
one
this
that haunts
fast.
my nightmares.
That's
I
the
don't
wait.
care.
How about this one? How about this one?
That's not Chuck E. Cheese. Man, that's not even Chuck E. Cheese, bro.
That's blood coming out of its mouth.
All
Yeah.
other Chuck E. Cheese renditions are just
Look it
just
up on
dramatization.
showbizpizza.fandom.com/wiki/Chuck E. Cheese. Come on.
Of course, the authority on all things Chuck E. Cheese.
I mean, I would take that over most other things.
So, Josh, was your vote Chuck E. Cheese?
It's Chuck E. Cheese. I'm
Gosh,
sorry.
no way.
I'm ending it quick, but it's Chuck E. Cheese.
John
No
Luke,
way.
where's your vote
So
going?
bad.
Dear God, I wish you could see this picture I just found on Google. It is terrifying. It's Chuck E. Cheese. It's not even a question. Come on, guys.
It's
Tim?
It's not Chuck E. Cheese at all. Literally, his personality, maybe in 1977 when his personality was described as rude, he'd be even bad. But 2013 to present, he's playful and energetic. 1984 to present, he's energetic. He's friendly. Like he's not coming for anybody. He's a mouse-sized pluff ball. Grimace was literally designed as a horrifying blob monster. Like he had 4 arms, and they're gonna choke the crap
People
out of
don't
that
change,
thing.
man.
Time
People
out.
don't change.
Tell me,
You're
you're
using
going to
the
say
same
you
thing,
can't use
both
the old
ways.
Chuck E. Cheese,
Yeah.
but you could use the old Grimace?
I'll use the new Grimace. I don't care. New Grimace is still gigantic, and he's stepping on that mouse.
Tim,
Get
I would
outta here.
describe literally every Avenger as playful and energetic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's not a single one that isn't.
Tony Stark.
No, Gamora? What are you talking about? Get out of here.
Yeah.
You want me to go with
Black
that?
Widow. Shoot.
Tim,
Hold on our
Drax's
theory, Marco.
personality is not playful and energetic.
Oh my God, get out of here. That is literally his only personality.
No, it's not.
Drax?
His,
How else are you
his
describing?
personality is sadness and despair, bro.
Oh my
we
God,
perceive
get out of
You
it-
here.
remember when
we
we-
perceive it as fun and happy, but Drax to himself, it is not fun and playful.
His
but
laugh
we perceive it as fun and playful.
is iconic.
Andrews in here says, got to use some fake Chuck E. Cheese to win. And Craig said, I'm going to cry now. And Sully said, this is nearly as disappointing as the fruit tiers list. Jay
Get
booing
Grimace
us.
out of here.
And Anthony said, the only thing scarier than Chuck E. Cheese is having to
true.
eat their pizza. Unpopular
That's pretty
opinion. I like Chuck E. Cheese pizza.
Of course.
Like
you
it's
do.
a different category, but I do like Chuck E. Cheese
When's
pizza.
the last time you had it?
2015
Tuesday.
on my co-op. We were
Okay.
gonna go play golf, but then it rained, and so we were looking for a place where we could play games and drink. And Dave and Buster's was closed, so Chuck E. Cheese it was. They have beer there for everyone wondering. And as long as you stay out of the ball pit, you don't look creepy. But just get in the ball pit, and then you
Perfect.
suddenly look.
A
Really
bunch of grown
creepy.
men drinking beer at a Chuck E. Cheese with no children would definitely.
There
be
were
creepy.
women there too. It was not just men. There were women there as well. Guys, we have determined through the science of brackets that Jerry Judy is our favorite second-year breakout
That's
wide
fine.
receiver and that Chuck E. Cheese
Ugh.
would win in a fast food mascot battle royale. And Craig said, time to make some memes with Grimace coming after
That would be
FYF.
hilarious.
Absolutely.
Please do.
Not me.
Breaking news. Mayor Marco McCheese let down his constituents briefly after being elected.
Scandal.
Marco,
Right off
it's
the
all
bat.
promises, never execution. You just make all
Yeah,
the
I do what I
promises.
can.
Classic politician. Classic
Yeah.
politician.
But Marco, even though you disappointed the people, I want to thank you so much for coming on and playing with us today. For those of you who do not follow him, Anthony said you already earned his follow, but everyone else, go follow him. He's on Twitter at Marco_14P. And make sure
Great
you check
follow.
out his work. He's the host of the 14 Personnel Podcast. Great podcast. A writer and analyst for Dynasty Nerds. And you can find his expert rankings over on Fantasy Pros. Marco, thank you so much, my man. Mayor Marco
Yeah,
McCheese,
thanks
I
for having me,
appreciate you.
guys. Yeah, I'll have to be back again. I got to beat Jay for the most times on the show. He works with you, so it's a little difficult, but I'll do it.
He'll do it either way.
Let's make it happen. Let's make it happen. Hey, trading
He's
makes
like, I'll-
fantasy fun too.
Trading does make fantasy fun. And Sully coming in here. Thanks for the reminder, everyone. If you could like the video, if you enjoyed today's brackets, and hit that subscribe button if you want to catch more fantasy football and nonsense from us. We're live every day from 3 to 4 p.m. on our YouTube channel, Front Yard Fantasy. And then on Fridays at 6 p.m. Eastern time on the FanDuel Twitch and YouTube channels, playing some more games. And Jay said, joke's on you.
Yeah,
I
that's
booked the
actually
guest.
funny.
So welcome to the blacklist. Guys,
I'm like a
that is-
permanent alternate though, so I'll get on. Don't
Pretty
worry.
true. Yeah. We might just
Always
need it.
watching Wazowski.
Marco's like, just wait till you
Always watching.
jail. That was too good. That was really, really good Roz impersonation.
Maria and I do that.
I think
a
that's
lot.
a good. You guys just walk around talking in Roz voices.
Yeah, it's a role play thing. It's fun.
Okay.
Some couples talk in baby talk. Jail and Maria talk in nothing but Monsters Inc.
Mike
voices whenever they're walking
Wazowski.
around the house. Okay, guys, that is it for us today. We will be back tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern time and 6 p.m. Eastern time playing some more games. But until then, we are out of here. Adios, everyone.
Bye bye.
Love you.